Hello, everyone. Nice to see it. Quite a few of you in here already, ready to do our next tarot play date. I'm going to say some hellos, but while I do, you remember last week's card, the Two of Wands? I feel like this card has made an appearance in so many places this week. And I loved, we had so many people doing the activity and posting it in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys did as well. But let me know your thoughts on this card that we had this week while I say hello. So we have in the room already Sage Advice Tarot and Elizabeth tuning in and out. It's okay, Elizabeth. I don't need you to remind me to drink coffee today because I have had the entire mug and I've moved on to water. So it's all safe and fine there. Tarot trainee, hello, mostly in the background as well. Okay, Elle, good morning, Elle. Oh, so you guys are thinking the Lovers. I have been thinking that Judgment might make an appearance today, but we'll see. You know what the tarot does to us every week. Oh, Richard is thinking the Moon. Have we not had the Moon yet? Oh, I guess maybe not. Oh, Elle's giving Richard all the emojis. We know he loves them. Becca, hello, my friend. Let's see, here's Sandra. Hi, Sandra, nice to see you, the Whispering Well. Not that anybody doesn't know who you are. V. Kestrel is here. And then we have, scrolling, Michelle, Patrice, just sending still lots and lots of love to Deborah. I hope she's doing well this week. And then Emily, hello. Nice to see you. And White Tree Tarot is here. Jennifer Ball. Hi, Jenna. No jumpy chat, please. No. I was doing so well. I'm scrolling backwards now. Okay, there's Jenna's. Hello. And then we have Simon A. up. Coffee at the ready. Nicely done. I'll have my second cup after this because otherwise I get a little too something. Oh, lovers. Oh, with a little dancing gal and everything there. Spirit Healing Tarot, hello. Aspasia Rising, good morning. Or good day, I guess. Shanti Diva, hi. Okay. Jonathan, aloha, nice to see you. Kim is here. Okay, making it through here. Queen Aset Heru, every damn time. Brenda, hello. And Donna Riedler is here. Gigi Nilsson. All right, we're filing in. Keep coming in. There's still room in the room. Chris, Elemental Cartomancy. Hello. Last week at your internet. This week at your PC. Goodness gracious. Tarot Stash. Hi, Gerald. I don't feel like I get to see you too often in Playdates. So it's nice that you're here. And Fort is here, or Forte. I'd usually just say Anne. I've never tried the last bit there. And then we have Elle Gardner. Good afternoon to you. And did I make it? Oh, Nikki Roots. Oh, happy to catch a live finally. Is this your first live? Well, welcome. I hope you have a great time. And if I missed anyone, again, never on purpose. Jumpy chat. We always blame that. Oh, and I suppose I should welcome you all to Tarot Playdate number 62. We only have 16 more after this. We're dwindling. Look at this tiny little deck. Look at that. All right. So you guys know what to do next, right? So let's show the newbies how it's done for any new people that we have. What we are going to do first is gather a list of 5 questions typed in all caps for me so I don't miss them. If YouTube filters it out, I'm sorry. Sometimes it gets a little crazy and does that. See, Simon's already ready to show you how it's done here. We got the March question back because we did not do well with that last week. All right. Thank you, Simon. And then we will use my alternative decks that I have selected to answer the questions for this week's card. That is not the comment I meant to highlight. There we go. This is what happens when I had the entire cup of coffee before Playdate even starts. Fort pronounced Fort like the T. I don't know how the T is pronounced, Anne. I don't know if it's Fort or Forte. Still don't know. Okay, I'm going to start gathering these questions. Thank you, Simon, for having one at the ready for me. So what should we march out of our lives for good this month? And what instead should we follow? This is cute. This is really cute. With a spring in our step this spring. I like that. Very punny and cute. Okay, so we got that one. And then, okay, didn't miss anyone. Jonathan's getting his coffee. Thank you, Patrice. How do we move into this new and changing world? Ooh, big question there, my friend. Okay, so from Patrice, I'm just getting these all typed up so we have them for later. Into this new and changing world. Thank you. And then Jumpy again. Sage Advice Tarot. Thank you. No. Thank you, Simon. Okay. Let's see. Question number 3 from Sage Advice Tarot. How will this card, is that what we mean to say, lead us to a deeper understanding of those we are at odds with? Did I substitute the right word there? How will this card lead us to a deeper understanding of those we are at odds with? Ooh, sorry you're at odds, but I suppose we all are at any given moment, aren't we? Okay, fort, but okay, it's pronounced fort, but it became forte. Oh, so either way, I'm right. I love that. Thank you, Anne, for clarifying that for me. I don't know why it became a thing all of a sudden for today. All right, Jonathan, thank you. Question number 4, how do we embrace self-love to better ourselves for the collective? Thank you, Jonathan. How do we embrace self-love to better ourselves for the collective? All right, I think I need one more. If I skipped any, you guys will bring it to my attention, right? Oh, I still need one more. Okay, good. I'm glad I did that right. Sage Advice Tarot. All this talk of coffee making me want to brew some up. I hear you. All right, I need one more question. Let me see if StreamYard chat is a little bit slow, or you guys need me to come up with a question. It's always a challenge. If I do, it'll be lame. Just warning you. All right, we're going to give about another 20 seconds. See how we do here. And I'm coming up with a question. Let's see. Because my chat doesn't seem to want... Thank you, Richard. I was stalling. Thank you. All right. Oh, we had to. Oh, you guys are good. Okay. So, Nikki, hold on to that one for next week in case I end up in a pickle again, please. Okay, let's see. We have from, my chat jumped again. Hey, Corbin, you're not even hardly late. I'm still just gathering questions. All right, from Longman Tarot. Oh, and you threw the word balance in there for me. Thank you for that. How can we keep balanced as we approach the equinox? All right, awesome. Thank you to everybody who brought questions for me. And what energy do we need to pay attention to moving into spring? So that'll still, I think, work really well even with the question that Simon asked. So that should be good. We should still be able to answer that for you. Oh, Dr. Superstition. Oh, that would have been a great question. And you had one too. But I got 5. But if you're here next week, please bring that one. That's an interesting one. How do we avoid comparing ourselves to others? Boy, I feel like that is just a constant work in progress. All right, I'm going to step away from the chat here for a second. I'm going to focus on these questions as we shuffle our Tana deck. All right, so we have from Simon at the Hermit's Cave, what should we march out of our lives for good this month, and what instead should we follow with a spring in our step this spring? From Patrice, how do we move into this new and changing world? From Sage Advice Tarot, how will this card lead us to a deeper understanding of those we are at odds with? From Jonathan, how do we embrace self-love to better ourselves for the collective? And then from Longman Tarot, Richard, how can we keep balanced as we approach the equinox? Okay, deep breaths. Any predictions? Okay. Which we march of our lives and instead follow with a spring in our step. This can be interesting to answer that two-parter too. How do we move into this new and changing world? How will this card lead us to a deeper understanding of those we're at odds with? How do we embrace self-love to better ourselves for the collective? And how can we keep balanced as we approach the equinox? All right, our card. Thoughts, initial instincts. I'm happy to see this card. I forgot we haven't had this card yet. I'm kind of loving it. What do you guys think? So we have the Two of Cups. Let me see what you guys are thinking here. Oh, Siri, I don't really need your help right now. Thanks. Okay. Hey, Jackie, welcome in. Wendy Norden, hi. I don't know if I got to say hi to you yet. I don't know if anybody else has snuck in on me while I was shuffling and gathering questions. That was a good Jen style question, Patrice. I was going to say something about like how to kind of move forward with sort of the plans that we set in motion with the Two of Wands was going to sort of somehow be what I was thinking. But I like everybody else's questions here. Gracia T, nice to see you in here. All right, we got, okay, some initial reactions. A yay from Jackie. Simon, I'll take it. Be Kestrel, nice. One of my faves, says Sandra. Phew, says Chris. I hear the sigh of relief. Yay. Kim's got a smile and a heart. Almost the Lovers. Yeah, for those who were guessing that, we weren't too far off. You know what's interesting today, too, is one of my my energy card for the day for the tarot was the Three of Cups. And well, it's kind of hard to see in this light with all that yellow, but it makes me think of you guys when I draw that card. So I always like seeing that card on a Sunday when we have play date. You're right. This is a great follow-up to the Two of Wands because we have a different two now to kind of dive into. In fact, let me set that two aside so we can be done with that. And then I will also get our Two of Cups from the Melanated. So I don't think I've seen anybody be disappointed in this card. What are some of the initial generic meanings? We're not answering questions yet that you think of when you see this card. Hi, Claire. Nice to see you. So Simon's bringing one for us. Work on conflicts to achieve a harmonious balance. And Patrice says, even better than the Lovers. Whoops, partnership, says Donna. Oh, that was a happy accident. I didn't mean to click it, but it came up right at the right time. And then we have from Anne, Fort or Forte, entwined emotional connection, whether balanced or over-involved, or whether balanced or over-involved. Yeah, so sometimes it can be good. Sometimes it can be a little codependent. Gerald says, the healing aspects of being with other people and hugs. I miss hugs, don't we all? Like, luckily I have my little bubble with my son and my son-in-law, and I'm able to get hugs from them because otherwise, and puppy, I have a puppy that I can get hugs from. Well, kind of, sort of a half hug. All right, from Corvin, I pulled the Two of Wands so much this past week. Yeah, it really has come up a lot, I feel like, for a lot of folks. You said that on my Instagram too, didn't you? Let's see. We have partnership, connection, partnership and connection, joining forces, and mutual respect. Ooh, I like that aspect of it. Mutual respect. Jackie says compromise and share. Gigi says we can make it if we're heart to heart. Forget the title of the song though. Oh, we'll need to play that game in the Facebook group again for sure with this card. Seeing eye to eye. Oh, I like that as well, right? Being able to connect at that level. So eye to eye and heart to heart. L. Gardner, working on yourself so that you can approach your relationships in a healthy and balanced manner. Hi, Melanie, Oak Mama, nice to see you. Wendy, communication at a deep level with someone who shares your commitment or your passion. Simon, deeper connections and harmony coming. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I know it's hard. You can't see or hug your kids, Beth. That's tough. Claire says mutual exchange of energy, no dominance, both giving and receptive, right? So somebody not having one person not having power over the other. We'll just keep switching back and forth here as we talk about this card. Chris is building up connections with other people, getting to know your dynamic as a couple, partnership, or collective. Jonathan, symmetry and harmony, the soulmate card. Two people are separate, but together are equal. A connection is being made here. Elizabeth, hello again. Yeah, somebody else earlier said, I think it might have been Donna, like almost the lovers. Okuma says, I pulled this card reversed back in February of 2020 when I wasn't sure what was coming. Yikes. Sounds like it was kind of appropriate. Ooh, I like this one. Nothing's going to stop us now. Earworm, everyone. Becca says, I'm always glad when this card comes up in my readings. Yeah, same. Whenever I see this one, I think I have a little bit of a sigh of relief and a bit of hope, and I start looking forward to things. Chris says, a lot of ways to get to know people. First dates, play dates, deep conversations, even arguments. That is true. That is very true. Donna says, a balanced relationship. Puppies do give very good hugs. L, reason, season, and lifetime relationships, right? So we have those connections that we build over the course of our lifetime. And like L says, some people come into our life for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. And we can appreciate all of those, even when some of them are gone. Sage Advice Tarot, first stages of a relationship leading to lovers. Jonathan, the esoteric title of the Two of Cups is Lord of Love. It is said that the force known as Eros, love, desire, is what unites the elements together. The Two of Cups represents this force. This is unity. Speaking of Eros, Simon informed me today that Usi's Eros deck is back in stock for anybody. It's a bit of a naughty deck, but that's out now if anybody has missed it. Two of Cups, Shane. Yes. Hi, son. Nice to see you. All right, let's see here. Wendy says, we are in it together. Gerald says, my Gratitude Challenge 2021 card yesterday was the Two of Cups from This Might Hurt Tarot. Beautiful card. Emily, hi. Let's see. Saying hi to brother, scrolling. There we go. Oh, hey, Amy. Balance, giving energy and receiving it back. Balanced relationship. Yes. And I love because, the twos representing balance, but I have to admit, we all know, like, I have a thing about balance. I've never really associated that keyword with this card until y'all have said it today. And I think I'm really going to latch on to that going forward. Claire says, advancing relationships, taking actionable steps towards the other person, sharing emotional intelligence. Gracia, to me, represents the kind of power that is created when two come together in a positive and healthy way. Let's switch out. Let's take a look at our beautiful melanated again for a bit here. Oh, she's jumpy today. Elle Gardner says, approaching others with no agenda other than love. Jonathan, Two of Cups represents agreement, seeing eye to eye and understanding how the other person feels. This card is not about me. It is about the other person. White Tree Tarot. This is the only card Waite didn't mention reversed meaning, neither in his key to tarot or pictorial key. It was too positive even for him. That's funny because just a little bit earlier in the chat when somebody was saying, like, I'm always happy to see this card. I think that was Becca. And I said, yeah, me too. And I was immediately like, am I though? Does it ever show up in a reverse? I mean, I suppose if it were reversed, maybe there would be challenges finding the balance or something like that. We're going to have to talk about that when we get into our reversals at the end of Playdate here. Oh, I like this. Let your soul spread its wings. Oh, you're thinking in clever lines tonight, Simon. And a naughty Usi deck. It's called the Eros Tarot, E-R-O-S. Gaia's new son. Hello. There's my other son. Nice to see you, Oliver. Both of you guys in Playdate. That's awesome. Jonathan says, questions to ask. Have I been listening to other people? Have I tried to take into consideration someone else's feelings? Oh, did I make it to the bottom? Okay. So let's talk. Yeah, I'm happy to go with weight too, Becca. Let's take a close-up look at this, and then let's talk about some of the symbols that we see in this card. But feel free to keep your kind of general overall meanings and thoughts about this card. Does anybody, I'm just going to ask the question, and you don't have to raise your hand, but if you want to, does anybody look at this and cringe at all? Is it sometimes an aspect of the tarot that maybe you feel you have trouble with? I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. Are we all pretty much, yeah, we love this card? So here we have this connection happening. I don't know that I really noticed that hand reaching out before with the cups. I kind of cool. And then we have the house way back in the background. And again, we're kind of on one of those stages that we've talked about that is prevalent through so many of the minor cards, right? And then here is a close-up look of this. The whole family is here. Hey, sis. My sister Nicole is here. Okay. Focus, will you? We want to, there we go. I want to see those beautiful expressions and try to keep the light up. There we go. So really similar, but with different coloring. All right, let me see what you guys have been saying as I've been showing off cards here. Just having a good time. I see. All right, here we go. Tarot trainee. I see collaboration with the Two of Cups. Maybe because at work, I work with one other person. It always reminds me we need to work together and not butt heads. Yes, as opposed to. Were you referring to me saying like you were thinking really, that was not a backhanded compliment, Simon. Okay, Jonathan, outside of love and romance, this card is about friendships and partnerships where there is mutual respect and equality among all. Hey, Emily, you are a very strong contributor to Playdate. So if you can't type as much today, that is okay. And he says this card says healthy relationship either with another person or yourself. Able to give to another person because you take care of yourself. Jonathan, on a deeper level, this card can be seen as you looking into a mirror of self-reflection. Absolutely, right? We can be represented by both characters or archetypes that we see in this card. Yeah, Sandra, noticing the tiny little house in the back. How often do we miss that in this card? I feel like probably quite a bit. And then Richard says, then that is the, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, the caduceus. Oh, how can you guys help me pronounce things in chat? The sign of healing and heart, right? So that's the medical symbol, right? That we've talked about a few times probably in this community. Elle Gardner says it seems kind of silly, but going out and sharing drinks with someone. I don't think that's silly at all. A lot of times we can look at these and what does that card make us think of? And that's exactly it. Like, cheers, right? Melanie says the lion head reminded me of the virus, but I know it's alchemical. Beth says, I find it's a card that's often difficult to read on for others. Really? Do you care to elaborate on maybe why that is? Jonathan, the winged lion and Caudicus, maybe that's how I say it. Is that right? Of Hermes represents healing energy. All right, Simon, diving into the symbols for us. Thank you so much. The wings, might emotions. In a positive sense, this is a protective shield which lends wings and releases a huge amount of energy, strong energies of heart and sexual nature. So when I was asking earlier, like, how do you guys feel about this card? Thank you for your honest answer here. I'm a little taken aback. I'm funny about love and relationships. I'm Aquarius and I already know what is going to happen to me this week. Okay, all right, fair enough. Tammy Pie said, this is probably my favorite card, emotional magnetism. Yeah, this is one I'm really starting to grow to love in the tarot. All right, so second aspect of the wings here, emotions that have not been grasped, a bond unable to move from the spot, in each other's clothes, or like in each other's shoes. Is that kind of what we mean by that? Katosis. Okay, so I was getting on the right track there with my second attempt then. Okay, chat is jumping on me again. Jessica Reed, a time to no longer walk alone, having someone to walk beside me. Becca, that's my house. I want the house. Jackie says swapped wreaths, mutual appreciation, seeing from each other's perspectives. Oh, so do you think they have? Do you think they've like swapped head wreaths perhaps? Or see Dragorsi's Tarot. Hello. Emily says, I love how this card suggests a meeting of hearts in a really honest and real way about being open in a friendship and holding space for our loved ones, no matter what. Then Simon says, so the staff of Hermes stands for the link between the divine and the intellect. And I love that because when we're talking about the different types of connections that we have, emotional, intelligent, intellectual, and then sometimes just primal, right? Gigi says the codicis, belonging to Hermes, together with the lion's head, to me, could stand for communication in which the self-expression of both can really shine. Codicis. I got it. Thank you, guys. You all are awesome, making sure I pronounce things correctly. It's weird because I'll know it, and then I'll get in play date where I'm a little bit nervous, and things fly right out of my head. So I appreciate y'all backing me up. Emily says, this is the long-lasting marriage, the soulmates. This is Shane and Oliver. That's what I say. All right. Oh, now we have a different one from Melanie. Caduceus. So Caduceus or Caduceus. Okay. Anne says, associated with the Empress and Chariot trumps, the first deck in Cancer ruled by Venus. Says it all. For those who know astrology, it probably does. Beth says, if the context isn't helpful, is it professional, personal, or directed to self? So it really relies on other cards in the reading. Difficult to lead with. Maybe so. I think a lot of times, though, if we pull a card and before we've got the rest of the context, do you ever feel like you just kind of get that like sort of gut emotional hit, though? Jessica says, depending on placement, it could also mean a struggle to connect with others. True. And codependency, right? So we have kind of those shadowier aspects of the card. Simon, laurels and the crowns of blossom. So what we've got on their heads there. Negative, start of an entangled relationship. Positive, love and being loved can turn into a celebration where we raise ourselves to a higher plane. Ooh, I love that. Pamela Batchelor. Hi, Pamela. A time of surrender. L, a chronological timeline of a relationship's potential. Meeting, exchange of energy. Everything and anything humanly conceivable starts as an idea. Then as you look further on comes the green and a house. Oh, I like that. So it's getting from the conceptual to the reality. Simon says the house on the hill can represent the ups and downs of life, finding our way home together. Jonathan says, what's magical about this card is its symmetry and harmony. Each figure in the card is equal in height, and they are almost standing in the same positions, right? Very similar. It's that whole balance thing that we have with the two. Jessica, a new friendship that can become a great friend down the road. I avoid the word problem solved. You know, we all got to stretch and learn sometimes, though, right? Emily says, yes, there's a gut knowing about where a reading is going. Yes. Simon says the red shoe. So we have a little red shoe poking out here. Don't know if you can see that. There we go. Lifeblood, emotions, and passion. Positive aspects, vivacity. Just hold, please. I'm not even going to try. For whatever reason, negative aspects, the spellbound or jinxed aspect of our emotions. I want to say vivaciousness. That I can pronounce. Jonathan, a connection is being made here. The man on the right is extending his hand to the woman on the left. This is symbolic of reaching out, making a connection, courting, an offering, or a gift received. Chris says, I need to get wine glasses that are this big. You know what? I have wine glasses that are this big, or they're pretty close to that. Maybe not quite that big, but they're pretty big, and I love them. Okay, you can do this. I mean, I could try, right? Any other, so just so you guys know, because Simon is my very much helper. He brings the symbols from the Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite Smith. So if we have anybody new here, that's where Simon was getting a lot of these. But of course, I think quite a few people here in the chat have this. We've had Elle do it. We've had Jonathan do it when Simon hasn't been around. I was going to try and find the two. So you can see here, you see the symbols are kind of pointed out and then they're referenced in the book. So you can see here, this was where Simon was kind of getting the different wing interpretations. Just a really cool book if you really like diving into the different detailed elements of the card. Speaking of which, so Simon says the Fool's clothes, the black and the yellow. Okay, so this is our Fool. Is that our Fool? You guys, have I not known this all this time? He does look very much like our Fool, doesn't he? He's not quite, but if you look, oopsie. Sorry, when Simon said the Fool, I got very excited. I mean, I can see that, right? Okay, sorry. All right, back to what we're doing here. Okay, so the Fool's clothes. No, I put the Two of Cups away and kept the Fool. No. There we go. All right. Let me pull that back here. So the Fool's clothes, black and yellow, masculine aspect. If this aspect remains obscure, underdeveloped, or half-hearted, then it also stands for the animus part of our spiritual life, selfless. Interesting. Wow, that was a mouthful, Simon. the way my eyes. I mean, big wine glasses means lots of wine in the big wine glasses, right? It really helps me connect with others when I have wine. Gerald, balancing aspects of ourselves. Okay, sorry, Orsi Dragon's or Dragorsi's Tarot, the ultimate guide to the Rider-Waite Smith, or to the Rider-Waite Tarot, sorry. Smith just always comes out of my mouth after I say Rider-Waite. The ultimate guide to the Rider-Waite Smith, insert there, Tarot. We can't leave Pixie out of it. We just can't. Okay. Oh, and it was clutches rather than clothes. So the Fool's clutches? Well, now I'm confused. Oh, clues up there. Nope, I'm lost, Simon. I'm lost, but that's okay. I'm sure in the chat it makes sense. Oh, thanks for posting a link to the book, Elle. So Tarot Trainee says, I think with the caduceus would suggest in a health reading or a question of health that there's a resource available, someone will help. Oh, I like that. And then, yeah, oh, in the Rider-Waite version, this one here. Does that look more similar to the Fool? Yeah, my Rider-Waite Fool is like in the closet because we already had him for Playdate. Jessica says it can also be a way to look at what we are offering others. Pamela, only fools in love? Yeah, with bringing that Fool aspect, huh? Like the meeting of anima plus self or anima, animal. Wait, anima plus self or... I don't think I quite get that. In each other's clutches. Ooh, see, is that maybe where we can get into toxicity? Yeah, okay. I'm lost in the chat, Simon, but you know what it's like to keep up. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. All right, did I miss a good comment from Pamela, or did I just kind of blow right by it? I don't know why I try. Maybe I'll go get one of those big wine glasses after Playdate today. So are we ready to start diving into some of the alternate cards? Do you have any additional thoughts on our original before we move on and start answering some questions? Hello, Jennifer Rebecca. Thanks for stopping in to say hello. Yep, Two of Cups. We're happy to see it, I think, for the most part. All right, I'm going to get our first alternative deck. we're getting to the end of my collection. It'll be time to open it up and rotate back through again. So this is kind of an interesting collection of alternate decks that I picked this week. Okay, I feel like my chat is really behind again. No, it's not too bad. And the Caduceus, the staff carried by Hermes. Yep. We've talked about that. Okay, so the first one I have today is one I don't feel like we've looked at this in ages, and it's a cute little deck. It is the Vanessa Tarot. So this is obviously in a tin. I don't think I've ever seen a version not in the tin of this. This is, I think, still published by US Game Systems. It's very much, I would say it's very much female-based and modern, this particular one, but let's take a look and see what we've got for the Two of Cups in here. Wands. Here we go. Let me put this here. The little backs on this. Yeah, I find that I used to have this deck with me at work when I was at the office, or a big wine glass during play date. The Julia tired. It would make it interesting if I was drinking wine at 11 a.m. during play date. Patrice, my favorite part. You could just order. I actually do have more decks coming in, Gerald. So there's more going into the rotation. That's true. All right. So here is our Two of Cups. Speaking of wine, this is a very wine-focused Two of Cups. Interesting energy we have here, I feel like. This either is like a first date, or this guy just came over and plopped his wine glass on her table and was like, hey, what's up? It has that kind of an energy to me. Let's see what you guys think. Tammy Pie said, about the earlier one, I don't think it is the Fool. Lots of guys wearing those cute dresses. But it was interesting that it was referenced that way in the book, I thought. Can't this be a tax write-off? Melanie, I'm having wine. Good for health. If it was later, I would not hear. Corbin's not familiar with this deck. This is more, I need to have you now. Yeah, there's a lust in this card, isn't there? I feel like you need to hold it close because it's so small. Let's see if I can kind of get it to focus a little better again. There we go. And there's something that I find a little funny with the balance. We've been talking a lot about the balance in this card, and I feel like some of that is missing because of the fact that he's kind of like standing up and leaning against the table and she's sitting. So they're not in balance the way we see in the original RWS. So does that change anything from kind of a perspective or meaning, do you think? Emily says, if he's arriving, then he's into her. But if he's not, then maybe he's just not that into her, right? Let's see. I thought I said, Elle says, I already don't like him. Yeah, he seems a little like he's got some motives, right? Donna says, his head is facing her, but his legs facing away, ready to bolt. Right. There's a body language thing happening there. Beth says, it looks like whoopsie. There we go. Looks like he said something somewhat challenging, and she's like, I'm not falling for this, dude. Yes, exactly, Jonathan. I don't see the symmetry of the original card. It's more lusty than focused on love. Emily, it's not Mr. or Mrs. Right, but Mr. or Mrs. Right now. Yeah, it's a really interesting choice, I feel like, for this card. Chris said, too, look at the body language. She's leaning towards him, and his body is turned away from her. So do we feel like this is more of a shadowy version of this card where maybe we're missing that connection? Sorry, I was reading ahead to Anne's comment. Patrice says, she doesn't seem too impressed. I think she sees his game. Donna, I don't get that feeling of mutual respect. Yeah, I feel like we're all kind of on the same page with this card. Yes, Spirit Healing Tarot, we are going to answer the first question with this card here in just a moment. Gigi Nelson, it feels like the very first moment of connection right there. Like he was looking the other direction and she asked for the time or something, and this is the first look and spark. Yeah, sort of like he's like just happened to be leaning against her table, right? She says something. He's like, Hey, what? Let me set my glass down. And maybe it's that moment right before he turns, right? Maybe it's that. Oak Mama says, it looks like they're both looking for connection. He looks like, get your coat. Bar, wine, definitely some motives. One of those annoying bar creepers. Emily says, maybe they are intellectual matches and they are having some banter. You know what? I actually think, let's see what the book says, shall we? Shall we take a look in the book? I can't say it the way Simon and Becca do. All right, let's see what, if anything helpful is in here at all, because I'd be very curious to know. So our twos. So it just says friendship, delight in another, love, the deepening or affirmation of a relationship. So no real storyline there. I was kind of hoping there might be. Yeah, Emily's not letting us be too cynical. It's good to keep us balanced. Elle says, this is my perception of relationships in general. Scary, power imbalance, power play, enforcement, boundary crossing, all mixed with alcohol. Red flag or red flag. What does the book say? His coloring looks like he is a ghost. Ooh, maybe she's connecting with a memory of the past and he just happens to have a glass of wine. Antoinette, Intuitive Tarot and Jewelry, managed to make a play date. Nice to see you. We are faced with a challenging Two of Cups at the moment. Shall we see if we can answer our first question and move on to another Two of Cups? Okay. Oh, and this was for Simon's question too. So what should we march out of our lives for good this month, and what instead should we follow with a spring in our step this spring? Okay, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this card because I have thoughts. I think, if I can switch back to comments here while that's scrolling, I think we need to not be focused on relationships where we're putting more of an effort in than the other person is. And as we move forward into March, we really put our energy and our intention into those balanced, equitable partnerships, connections that we have that are truly based on mutual love and respect. So that's how I would answer that question with this particular card. But I want to see what y'all think here. Oh, Emily, you had a message that was deleted? Did somebody accidentally delete, did one of our mods accidentally delete it? I can't see that in the StreamYard chat. I'm sure whatever it was, it could be reposted perhaps. Donna said, maybe the body language is just meant to be casual and comfortable with each other, but it seems easy to misinterpret. I'm sure it probably is, but we get to go with our intuition here at Tarot Playdate, don't we? I'm scrolling through the comments here. Yeah, I think so too, Tammy. I feel like it does work for the question. Jessica Reed, out with the old friendships, in with the new ones. Simon, march out unhealthy relationships and embrace. Good thing I didn't add a T to that. Embrace healthier ones. Yes, we were on the same page there, Simon. Oak Mama, lose bar hookups. Follow deeper connection. Exactly. Okay, I'm glad you guys liked what I was saying. Spring into positive connections and healthy, positive and healthy, which I suppose one begets the other, right? Perhaps we need validation for our egos. I just said everything Jonathan's about. See, we're in sync today, Jonathan. Not guilty. Oh, Becca didn't do it. Becca didn't delete the comment. Emily says we need to march out of our lives the need for validation for our egos. Oh, I see what you're saying. Instead, we can trust ourselves and be confident in our own value. Yes. And then Anne, choose who you share and get involved with. Yeah, be careful who you open up to. Sometimes I can be a bit of an open book, and I need to be careful who I share my most intimate thoughts and feelings with, you know. Queen Set Hero says, march out beliefs that stop love from entering our lives and march in new healthy connections. Oh, I like that. I like the marching out of the beliefs. And then Chris said, look at the relationships in your life and think about the ones where there is an imbalance of energy levels, interest, etc. Are we making effort that isn't being reciprocated? March them out, sashay away. Yeah, you got to do it with attitude, right? Antoinette says, don't waste time on fake connections for validation. Concentrate in limiting energy. Terry Pie says, we need to be careful. Yes, so true about sticking to our boundaries. Hey, I think we did pretty good with this card, actually. Nicely done, play daters. All right, I feel like, love the sachet. Oh, I can sachet. All right, let's get our next deck out. Let's go a little easier. This deck, well, we'll see. We shall see. The next one that I have is the newly released Bright Future Tarot by Saskia Lee Psychic. It's another kind of modern take on the tarot. Okay, this one's kind of fun. Very simple imagery. Here are the backs, by the way, if you have not seen this deck. I'm still trying to figure out this. My lighting has been really kind of goofy lately. Oh, Elle had said, march out hypervigilance. It's interesting just how different we can interpret small body language, facial expressions, and behavior cues. So that image was a perfect example, right? Even if the intent was to show the connection, those little nuances we perceived differently than maybe they were even intended. And then Becca said, be open to new friends, but love and keep the old. For one is silver, the other is gold. I like that too. All right, here is our Two of Cups in the Bright Future Tarot. See what that spells? These two cups come together to spell love. Very pretty card. Pretty basic imagery. So does this draw anything else? I feel like we have our symmetry back. I think we have our balance back. These mugs are meeting on a very equal level. And the concept of love, that coming together, right? We need both sides in order to make the word, right? Take one cup away, no love, just low. So let's see what we've got here. What do you guys think? I thought it said glove. Simon, are you throwing up at this card? Is that what's happening? Corbin, I like that. I like it too. Elle, some of the best connections are made over a cuppa. I mean, think about it. We go into Simon's Cup of Ketchup and Cards. We all connect. Feels very loving, right? Donna, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right? They have to come together. White Tree Tarot, ooh, such a great idea. We make something more meaningful, literally, when we come together. Oh, what did Emily say here? It's a mutual meeting of mugs or minds. I get what you're playing at there. I get the You don't like cheesy with your coffee? I feel like you need to tap more into your romantic side, Simon. I think there's some shadow work in this card for you. Come on, it's cute. Orsi says, I love the suggested coziness. Yes, doesn't it feel like cozy and homey? Elle, you got to live, laugh, love. Totally true. Hi, Lori. Welcome in. Jonathan said, I was just refilling my cup. I love this version of the card. Yeah, it's the Bright Future Tarot, Jonathan. Okama says, it's emotional, not cheesy, right? I think this is sweet and not in a throw up kind of way. Okay, so Nicole's asking, do I see two different shades of melanin? Are we seeing a bit of diversity in this card? Yes, I believe that we are. This deck is pretty good for that, actually. So, yep, here on the low side, we have a bit of a different skin color. So we're not just meeting Simon, triggered. The Mug Appreciation Society. Well, yeah, exactly. I don't even have my fun mug today because I already drank all my coffee. Learn to dance in the rain. So Elle will bring all the cheesy for you, Simon, if you're not careful. Look what you've look what you've invited. All right, shall we get to answering our second question? And I think this might be a really good card for Patrice's question. How do we move into this new and changing world? Ooh. All right, I'm going to keep answering or show some of your other thoughts as you guys think about how you want to answer this question. Gerald says it is a cute card, but forces love into the mix instead of connection. Okay, all right, fair enough. Beth says it's very down to earth, forming relationships in the everyday, right? And love doesn't always have to mean romantic love, like loving one another and connecting with others and leading with love and all of those things. It's about the energy we're putting out into the world. It doesn't necessarily have to mean, I love you, right? We can kind of get away from some of that cheese. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. There we go. Let's see here. Emily had said, it's like coffee and brunch on a Sunday, unafraid of silence between themselves because they are that comfortable, right? And Simon, weren't you saying not too long ago how nice it is when you can just walk with a friend and not have to talk? You can have your cuppa, a little good morning cup of cheers, and then not have to say anything. Jezebel Von Tex, hello. With love. Beth says it can be love between good friends. Yes, it can. To give them space to explain their side. Ooh, did I miss the lead into that? Oh, be prepared to have a cuppa and talk with the other side to form connection. Emily says it's being able to hold that space again, to say anything to the other party. Jessica, choose our relationships wisely, build stronger relationships to help navigate the new world we are in. So just as a reminder, Patrice's question, you can see it scrolling here at the bottom. How do we move into this new and changing world? Emily says it's a real soul connection, whether friendship, familiar, or romantic. I think this really is about like coming together. Oh, Jessica here said, choose our relationships wisely, build stronger relationships to help navigate the new world we are in. I don't know if I read that before or not, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. Sure, Simon. You got to get comfortable with the L word, I think. I really think that moving into this new and changing world, we have been experiencing a lot of things in this world. And I'm not just talking about the thing that we've been talking about for the last year and a half that my son wishes we'd all stop talking about. But I think the world feels smaller and more connected with a lot of the things that have happened. And we're all sharing a lot of the same experiences. So if we can meet from a place of the shared experiences and find the ways to meet at the same level and respect one another. And again, I know it sounds corny, but I truly actually kind of mean it, is, leading with love rather than coming at it from a combative standpoint or a defensive standpoint. If we can move forward that way, then that's how we affect change in the world, right? So those are some of my thoughts. Let's see what you guys think, though. Beth says, I find the card limiting in its artistic expression. Fair enough. There are a lot of different kinds of love. Yes. Did I miss something that Chris said? Oh, here we go. By doing things from love and not for love. Yes, I love that, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, and like Gerald followed up with, that is powerful and deepens love beyond expression. Yes, and then Anne said to answer the question, by coming together and embracing all. Emily says, perhaps this new environment has changed some of the ways we think and emote and communicate with others, but we can, yes, absolutely connect and be mindful and kind to others. Yes, leading with love. Oh, this is I like this literal answer right here too. By removing screens and connecting in person to chat over a hot drink and being human. Yeah, as soon as you are able to safely do that, I think we've all really had to live in this digital space for a while. So being able to find and kind of reforge those personal connections is going to be an important part of the next little bit or a little while. Melanie says, I read an article a while back about a woman who believed in QAnon, and was totally crushed that her worldview collapsed. I thought of her when I saw the cups, that someone could prevent her from Oh, cliffhanger. Total cliffhanger. Elle said, silence is violence. Talk, communicate, and collectively unlearn. Holding space for uncomfortable yet vital conversations. Call in, community, checking in. Oh, I like that aspect of that too, Elle. Oh, there we go. Falling into chaos. There was the end of the cliffhanger. Patrice says, love goes beyond just coupleship. We can bring more love into all our relationships. We come together, love is created. We need to be aware of what we are bringing to our relationships. Yes, yes, yes. Elle said, justice is love out loud. Take what we've learned as a catalyst to create change. Yes. Patrice, creating a place where we can lean into our friendships, finding human connection in a new way. And Emily said, even with people in our homes, my hubby and I, we have hardly had time to sit and be together without the kids or something else. Taking time to do that is so vital. Yes. All right. Okay. I think I've made you stare at the love connection long enough here. All right. Third deck. And then we'll dive into that question. Thank you guys, by the way. That was awesome. So we're going to go dark now with the Dark Days Tarot. And see what we've got here. This is the deck that was passed on to me by RL. All right. There's the wands. Boy, what's with all these small cards today? And I feel like my camera is further away than it usually is. So it's like, okay. It's okay. This is how I build upper arm strength, you know? Set that aside. These are the backs. This is a square deck. I don't know for those of you who haven't seen it. And I thought it had the phases of the moon, but maybe not. But here we go. Here is, did I show the backs? That's the back. I just meant the card. Here is, and it's shiny too, so this is going to be fun. Oh, you can even see like the webcam in this card. Okay, but here we have, they're coming from different directions, but they still seem to be balanced in their meeting. So what do you think about this one? Oh, bye, Richard. He's probably already gone by now. Corbin says, this is one of my favorite decks. Becca says, someone can say they are doing something out of love, but it can be far from the truth, right? Sometimes that's, I think, where we can hide our bad behavior, right? Well, I'm doing this because I love you. Careful. Is it because you love them, or is it because you want to validate something in yourself? Let's see. Adore this deck. Love this deck. Jonathan had said, love is all. Everyone that works from a place of love shines brightest. Beth is going to take on the slogan, justice is love out loud. Yes, yes, yes. I like it. Oh, did I get another comment about, Patrice had said, look at those mugs, allowing our connection while keeping a safe social distance. Oh, that's true too. Pamela says, we can only move as fast as we all can move. Yes. Weren't we just saying this morning, talking about how you're only as strong as sort of your weakest member of your team, right? So we all have to lift each other up so we can all move forward together. Antoinette says, I'm closing my eyes. I can't like this deck. Don't be tempted. Patrice says, this is a sweet connection. I love it. Gracia, beautiful. Emily, this is so beautiful and tender. It feels like an intimate moment. Donna, they are literally in their element, right? Like underwater in that element. I get what you're saying there. Emily says there's a harmony to this, like poetry in motion. It almost feels like a bit of a dance, doesn't it? Like you could feel them sort of floating in the air, right? And then the cups are kind of secondary here. It's not a vital part of the card. It's all about the connection that they're sharing. Beth says the Two of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So this card can really speak to water. Yeah. Chris says it looks like they're in the process of forming a love heart, just not there yet. Love is perfect in its imperfection. It breaks the mold every time. True. Jezebel says, I feel like that it matters how you turn this card if they are meeting or leaving each other and who is leaving or coming in. So when you think about like the squareness of the card, right? This can kind of change sort of, well, that's kind of weird upside down, isn't it? But when it's sideways, I feel like it really gives this, but it feels very fluid no matter which way, right? Pamela, this is the Dark Days Tarot. Is it still in print? I'm not sure. I've had it for a while now. I always like this one when it comes up for play date. It adds an interesting element. Emily said it's almost like one of those beautiful montage moments in a movie. Can you hear the music playing in the background? Elle says, yes, if someone threatens the safety of one, it threatens the safety of them all. You are only as well as the most vulnerable member of your community. Oh, that's true. I get where you're applying that, Elle. I like that. We are each other's keepers. Jenna's singing. Okay, it's still available on the artist website. It feels very romantic. So the artist for this is, remind me here, Ren McMurdo, illustrated and created by Ren McMurdo. W-R-E-N. Oh, the creator is working on a new deck as well. And Gerald says, I like the square cards. All right, let's see what you guys think about question number 3 from Sage Advice Tarot. How will this card lead us to a deeper understanding of those we are at odds with? Oh, I think I really like that question for this card. First of all, I like that the word deeper is here because of this underwater thing, right? So they are literally going deep together in this card, which I think is kind of a cool element. I lost my mouse. There it is. Neem. Hey, Neem. They are together through the ups and downs, the upside down and right side up cups. Oh, that's true, right? So we have those cups kind of going the different direction. Oh, I like that observation. Beth says, I like the hand connection as they float together in the universe. Yes. Oh, look, you can see my fingerprints on there. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the film Claire of the Moon. I don't know that film. So, oh, I need this question to scroll by me again here. Oh, here we go. Some folks answering. Elle says, acting accordingly by acting with the well-being of others. Or you can lay in wait for what's afflicting them to touch you too. Stand together. So how can we, why can't I see this question? Here we go. How will this card lead us to a deeper understanding of those we are at odds with? It tells us to come to them on a level playing field, right? Don't try to approach them from above. Don't try to be authoritative. Don't try to lecture, right? And don't come from below. You don't have to defer to the other person. And you are allowed to stand strong in those things that you feel and believe in. So coming together on that equal balanced plane, I think is really going to be the first step to forging that deeper connection and maybe resolving some of the issues. Beth says, we have to honor and respect our separateness in order to find connection. Did I miss something that Simon said? Oh, he was just saying, I love that, Elle. I love that too. Meet each other halfway, said Donna. Yes. Oh, it's an indie romance. Got it, Emily. Gigi says, start with compassion. Justin, hi, Justin, says empathy, right? Sage Advice Tarot, things are never black and white. There's always shades of gray. Very true, right? We see that in this card. Tammy Pie says, oh, sweet. See things from each other's perspective. That's beautiful. Yes. See yourself in the other. Very much so. I think that really, if you can see yourself, and I know it's like the oldest saying, like put yourself in the other person's shoes. But if you can do that and try to understand where that person is coming from, so often we get caught up in ourselves, what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what our experience has been. If we can look at what the other person's experience has been and separate that from ourselves, the chances that you can meet them with compassion are definitely a lot higher. White Tree Tarot says, I don't remember it precisely, but it's from Gerald Durrell. If you believe that there is a good, nice part in each human, they will show it to you. Yeah, believe the best in others. Don't expect terrible things because then that's likely what you're going to find. Jonathan, realize that those we're at odds with are simply a mirror for those things we don't like about ourselves. By learning to understand them, we help us understand ourselves. Very true. And then Elle says, respecting both them and yourself. Remember not to betray yourself, shrink yourself, or abandon yourself when in conflict with those that intimidate you. Yes, Elle. Yes, yes, yes. Anne says, by letting the currents of love and understanding draw us together. And then Emily says, speaking words of gratitude to the other person for what they do, who they are, how they support us, our family, just because we love them. Yeah, especially if they're a loved one, right? Awesome answers. Thank you. All right. Yeah, even evil people can be nice for a minute. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying put away all your instincts and don't pay attention to red flags, because we got to do that. All right. My deck choices are like all over the place. Simon's probably cringing at every single one of these. And here's another one. We were going dark, right? Yeah, go dark. It's totally cool. All right. Game of Thrones is our next one. So for those Game of Thrones fans, I'm going to be counting on you, because I'm sure not everybody has seen it. So we have to come together. We have to help each other. Right? Okay, let's see what we got here for our Two of Cups. Oh, okay. This one's not going to be so hard because it's symbols and not characters. So this should be all right. Here is, these are the backs, by the way, in the Game of Thrones tarot. No, don't do it. It's okay, Simon. I think you'll be all right with this. Here we go. A beautiful linen cardstock, though. So we have these entwined cups. Now, this is interesting. Let's see if we can see what this says. Father, Smith, warrior, mother, maiden, crone, stranger, I am I, and she is mine from this day until the end of my days. So this must be like a wedding, a hand fasting. Is that kind of what maybe we're seeing here? Jackie says, I've never seen it. No, don't do it. Justin, our culture is completely at odds with the idea of empathy today. Empathy doesn't mean agreement, just means you put yourself in the other's shoes to genuinely try and understand. Yes. Sacred? Question mark. Tammy Pie, it's a wedding, right? That's what I thought. The bloody wedding. Shh, we don't have to, the non-Game of Thrones folks, they don't have to know what's coming next. Elle says, I'm standing with Da, still not seen it, although want to change that. See, that's unlike Da. Simon, I'm sure, has no intention of ever watching a Game of Thrones. Nikki Roots, hi, Nikki. Yes, reminds me of a hand fasting and the bloody wedding in the show. Yep. Yeah, so no spoilers. Elle hasn't seen it yet. But okay, so let's just focus on what this card looks like, right? And so we have a hand fasting, a wedding, coming together of two people. We see these entwined cups. We can just take the pop culture bit out of it and really just kind of focus on it. Any kind of initial thoughts from this, or should we get straight into the question? Actually, we're kind of running low on time, so I'll get straight into the question, but you can just throw generic meanings out, or you can answer if you want. This is from Jonathan. How can we embrace self-love to better ourselves for the collective? Elle says, I was about to say it reminds me of Shane and Oliver's wedding, but not if there's blood involved. No, there was no blood. There was no blood. Tammy Pie says, and the fire in between. True, which I kind of like that, right? Can let that be sort of a passionate element of this coming together? Or maybe they're coming together and that's where the power comes from. Emily says, blood is thicker than water. Can I hold the card closer? I sure can. So here we have the fire, the cups, the words. Once again, Father, Smith, warrior, mother, maiden, crone, stranger, I am I, and she is mine, from this day until the end of my days. So I think those are vows. Emily says, not saying that's true, just throwing it out there. Ooh, my connection was getting a little fuzzy there. It's not really a pip deck, I wouldn't say, Simon, but this particular card is. Chris says, Pike said, so what we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others remains and is immortal. Sharing our love with someone else is often a powerful expression of self-love. Justin says, it looks like the Hebrew letter of Aleph in the back. Can't see, that would be intentional. I'm not sure. So Antoinette answering the question, by embracing our inner child and uniting it with our adult self to be whole, allowing us to be more open and caring. Oh, I like that. Tammy Pie says, a passionate connection and commitment. So how do we embrace self-love to better ourselves for the collective, right? So if we think about, he uses the word embrace, right? And we see like these ties, right? So if we fully embrace and allow ourselves to be connected, and maybe connecting with all sides of ourselves too, that maybe is where we are better able to extend the empathy we were talking about with the previous card and the previous question, right? If I am more loving toward myself and I'm more accepting of my own flaws, does that in turn make me more loving and accepting of others and not expecting so much perfection from others? Because I think when we're harsh critics of ourselves, it's easier for us to be harsh critics of others. See where I'm going with all of this? Elle says, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Oh, I like that too. And then my chat jumped. There we go. Jonathan says, embrace self-love in a way that opens you to loving others, as we're just reflections of each other. I embrace the me and you and the you and me. I like that. Yes. Donna says, reconnect ourselves with what we're passionate about so we can share it with others. Gerald says, I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but it's a lovely image. Deeper connection and committing to a long-term relationship where both thrive when entwined without losing themselves. Yeah. Gigi answering the question, remove ourselves from the old concepts of Father Warrior Smith and Maiden Mother Crone. Mine till the end of time. Remove the shackles is my answer. Hating on this card. You know, that's fair. That's totally fair. Let's see. Talking about Game of Thrones characters. Neem says, those ties don't bind, they just connect. Bind can lead to holding against the other's will. Connect is free flowing. Yeah, let this be a choice, not an obligation. Nikki says, we can't help in the collective unless we care for ourselves and make sure we're in a strong place to aid and participate in the collective. Tammy Pie says, even in self-love, there has to be an element of commitment. Okay, true. Patrice, we need to make sure our cups are full. Yes, Jen, what you said. Okay, I'm glad that made sense. And then Emily said, I think we have to honor ourselves enough to give ourselves space to move through emotions and strengthen ourselves with pleasure and time for breath and stillness so we can be well rested for others. Whew, okay. All right. All right, I'll stop torturing you. Okay, I have a really fun card for the last card, and I saved this for last just because I thought it would be fun. So Emily said, grounding, breath work, centering, time and nature, what we love to do. All right, I have not really even looked through this deck yet. I have the Mythic Tarot. I have the book, thank goodness. I managed to snag a copy of this that has the book, but I don't know how much we'll have to read or if you guys will know whatever story is being depicted. Okay. All right, this is going to challenge me. This is the original Mythic, not the new Mythic. Emily says, ooh, I have this on the way. So this is the old one. It came in the black box. This is our Two of Cups here. All right, let's see if we can get some focus. There we go. So we have this kind of angel figure with a cup, this woman who's tied, and she has her cup. Bit of a rescue element going on here, isn't there? All right, I'm going to see while you guys are looking at this. Wow, that lighting. There we go. I'm going to see if I can see if there's anything from the book that might give us some more story context. I try not to put it in front of my face, but the lighting is a little something. I'll do better next week with the lighting. Okay. The card of the Two Cups. So these are all based on Greek mythological or Greek myths. So the card of the Two of Cups portrays the initial meeting between Eros, speaking of Eros, and Psyche. Psyche, dressed in white to proclaim her virginity, is bound by the order of Aphrodite on a high rock surrounded by sea. At her feet stands a golden cup. She looks away into the distance, awaiting her certain death in the jaws of the monster who lurks beneath the sea. Behind her, Eros hovers in the sky, shimmering with his golden hair and golden wings. In his right hand, he holds a golden cup. In his left hand, he carries the arrow with which he just accidentally pricked himself, thereby inadvertently falling in love with the woman he has been ordered to kill. All right, then. That's a story. All right, let's see what you guys think here. That light. There's a lot of beige in this, which is going with my beige light in not quite a great way. All right, I'm going to see what y'all have been saying. Okay, well, that's different. Will help. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it. Grecian myths. Yep. Armor and Psyche, or Amor and Psyche. Chris says, by committing to ourselves, I think that the issue was self-love. So he's answering the previous question. A lot of the time it is just a last resort thing, or an if I have time thing. So often we need to make more of an effort to schedule in me time. I'm really trying to get this card so you can see it. There we go. All right. We haven't gotten to the question just yet, Jackie. Which edition of the Mythic Tarot? One of the early ones. I will have to look that up and find out for you, Jonathan. I don't want to spend too much time on that one at the moment. I hope you don't mind. Meme said, by the way, anyone looking to get the Game of Thrones tarot deck, good luck finding the linen version. Oh, that's too bad. So Emily said virginity, meaning sovereignty, perhaps, rather than referring to maidenhood. Okay, why? Why are you so difficult for me right now, this card? Okay, that's driving me crazy. All right, we're just going to let it be. Maybe if I pull it. Okay, one moment. We're going to darken the light here for just a sec. Because this is ridiculous. You can't. There we go. There we go. A little less light so you can see the card. Okay, I know I'm a little bit more shrouded, but Emily said Psyche was a threat because powerful. And then Patrice said, wow, that seems better for the Lovers card with that sense of conflict. Yeah, that's true, right? That's kind of interesting. Oh, Eros and Psyche, interesting detail for Roman name is Anima. Anima. That sounds bad when I say there's an A, not an E, just saying. And then Oklahoma said virginity was ultimate independence. All right, sorry. I know I'm a little bit in the dark, but I just felt like you guys could not see that card at all. So our last question, let's just get kind of straight to that because this is a little bit of a challenging card, is how can we keep balanced as we approach the equinox? How are you going to answer that one? Oops, I left this highlighted here. Oklahoma says Aphrodite was always setting up for anyone considered too beautiful. Interesting. A little bit of jealousy perhaps there. Psyche had to go through some insane trials. Nope, definitely not that, Antoinette. All right, Chris said, if she's a symbol of virginity, she's going to get one hell of a fright being approached by a naked angel in that getup. Yeah, you got a point there, Chris. All right, anybody have thoughts on how to answer this question? So how can we keep balanced as we approach the equinox? I would say maybe it's we want to be very forward thinking. So I'm looking at this character who has her back turned, doesn't really know what's coming. And it started off as a threat, but because he's now pricked himself and fallen in love with her, he's not a threat, right? But she may not know that yet. So we want to look forward, but we also don't want to forget everything we've kind of been through, the things that are following us as we move forward into the spring equinox. Maybe occasionally look back, learn the lessons we need to learn so we don't have any unfortunate surprises. Let's see. Antoinette says the choice is our own as opposed to using excuses. Ooh, I like that. Jonathan says the Greek gods are full of jealousy and wrath. True. Emily says a threat to the status quo. Do you guys have any other thoughts on how to answer Richard's question? How can we keep balanced as we approach the equinox? I'm going to take a drink of water while y'all are thinking about it. Boy, that light really, I know I'm dark, but, or in the shadows, but at least now you can see the darn card. Oklahoma said they had a great relationship until her sisters made her turn on the lantern to see him in the dark. Oh, interesting. I need to learn a lot more mythology. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the version with the book, so I could really read the stories. Kristen says, do not let other people sway you from your intuition. Oh, I like that. Emily says, he's no threat. I think Psyche is more of a threat to him, but perhaps that's where they meet. Psyche is powerful but bound. He has been ordered to do something, but has been weakened with love. So maybe she has some power over him. Oh, you heard TK. I didn't even hardly notice he was here. Oh, yeah, I have to post the story in the Facebook group. Gerald says, expect the unexpected. He didn't expect you to get pricked by the arrow, and it changed the balance of what he was going to do. And then Nikki says, what we may consider a threat may actually bring something positive into our lives if we give it a chance. Ooh, yeah. And then Donna says, keep to familiar territory. Emily says, perhaps it's surrender to the Oak King, allowing the depth of winter and the Holly King to fall away, space for new life. Jonathan says, this card is all about balance. Keep your relationship balanced and listen to other people when they are expressing their inner selves to you. Embrace agreement instead of arguments. Right? Really just thinking about the Two of Cups in general there, maybe than this particular version of the card. Pamela says, take a deep breath and trust the universe. Antoinette says, do not be tempted to look beneath the cloth. Allow for surprises. Some things you just don't need to know right away. Emily, make space for newness, new love, new opportunities, new lightness, new joy, new prosperity, and new growth. And Jenna's got a good ear for cats. And then Gigi says, if Psyche represents the anima, maybe fall in love more with our perceptive, intuitive side and its power instead of trying to suppress or kill it in order to feel more powerful. Ooh, that's cool. I like those thoughts. All right, that was some good work, especially from those of you who know the mythology a lot better than I do. And let's see here. Chris says, the Eros and Psyche story has Romeo and Juliet vibes. Keep balance by being open to love, and even if it comes from unexpected places. And then Emily said, digging out the old garden pots and repotting the plants with good compost and some love. So now there's some good practical advice. All right, so let's talk about when, and I know we said earlier, Wait didn't even really do this very well, but when this card is, where the heck is it? There they are. When this card is in a reversed position, if you read reversals or a challenge, okay, I'm going to turn the light back on. Hold on. Bear with. Oops, not that light. There we go. Okay, get a little more light going again in here. So if we have our Two of Cups reversed or in a position where the energy is blocked or we're being challenged or it's recognizing some kind of shadow, how would you read that? And then we have Kristen still answering the last question. Elevate your emotions, work on giving wings to the nurturing, loving, and positive qualities to your current situation. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so perhaps here, this is where we see those elements of things being a little bit out of balance. Maybe the connection is still there, but maybe this is where we could devolve into potential codependency or a power imbalance, things like that. So maybe some of that falls away. Yep, Emily says imbalance, someone isn't meeting halfway, potential deception, an overpowering party, codependence. Yeah, see, we're on the same page, Emily. Melanie says a breakup or an imbalance, lack of harmony. Donna, giving too much or taking too much. Spirit Healing Tarot was answering the last question. Ask for help from the angels. Emily says when this is reversed or in shadow, arguments, definitely. Kristen, emotion aridity, all the water is falling out of their cups, right? Or maybe we're being too ruled by the emotions so that we're finding it difficult to connect because we're both feeling overwhelmed, right? Jonathan says reversed can represent rejection and separation, the opposite of unity. Instead of agreement, you have disagreements and arguments. Things have lost their harmony. Feelings may be tense between people. Chris said, fine line between love and hate, cliche but true. Sometimes the connections we are forming and discovering are negative. Yeah. Sometimes we might think, oh, I found this person that I can connect with. And then it just ends up being a total miss. Beth says not listening to or seeing the other personally, professionally, or collectively. The water energy out of the cup falls, surrounded by others, yet with no exchange in energy, we feel completely alone. Cognitive dissonance, lack of understanding, fear of the unknown. Yes. Antoinette, dehydrated. Yeah, careful. Drink your water. Emily says it could be that these people so love one another, but they cannot be together. You know what they say? Sometimes love is not enough, right? You have to be able to be compatible and connect on a lot of other levels. Jonathan, a partnership may have gone sour. Someone may be trying to gain dominance over the other instead of being equal. Emily says Romeo and Juliet, potentially. Family in the way, energy is not aligned, love language is not suited. Oklahoma says social distancing, literal and figurative. Yes. Love is not enough. Sometimes it is not, but it can be a very powerful glue and motivator, right? Okay, feel free to keep them coming, but I'm going to find our activity that we have for the Two of Cups this week. Oh, but it's a good one. All right, let's see what we've got. Oh, wait. There we go. Why can't I find my Two of Cups? There we go. So the title of this activity, which I will put in the description box below this video, and also when I post a link to the video in the Playdate group, I will put it there, Facebook Playdate group. It's all about the connection. Plan to connect with someone you care about. If you can meet up in person, okay, I wrote this before the pandemic, okay? Be sure to take your deck with you. If you connect with them virtually, phone, FaceTime, etc., hold in or shuffle your deck while you connect with this person. Afterward, use your favorite relationship spread to do a reading about the two of you. Ooh, okay. I was in some kind of mood that day developing that activity. Now, if this person doesn't know you read tarot, you can be subtle, especially if it's virtual. They don't need to know you're holding on to your deck, but it's like if you can get that energy from the deck. It's a little bit more of a creative exercise that, I suppose, but feel free if you are interested. Now I need to come back and find the chat, figure out what you guys were saying while I was giving you an activity here. Let me take that away. Anne had said other reversed meanings, no longer mirroring emotions, perceptions of the other distorted. Antoinette, time for a new job, contracts gone south. Emily, yes, so much of a long-lasting partnership is about practical stuff, needing to go all the way, not just in the sexy romantic moments. Exactly. Thank you for posting a link to the Tarot Playdate Face group, Elle. It has been another great Playdate. Thank you all for your questions, for your participation, for being here. I very much appreciate it. And now I'm going to let you go forge other connections today. And I will see you next week for Tarot Playdate number 63. All right, my friends. Yeah, he's way far down there too, but that meow, it really carries. All right, my friends. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a wonderful week. If you have the Two of Cups come up in your readings, do share it with us in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group or on Instagram with the hashtag Tarot Playdate. All right, till I see you in the next one. Mwah. Lots and lots of love.